welcome. Glad to have you.
Thank you so much, Crystal
Welcome
and
to the
Gilbert
program.
and Mona.
Thank
you
you.
so much for joining me.
You have a vast record here, man. This is cool.
This is a diversified.
So we're going to
woman
learn
right
a
here.
lot from you today about the real estate industry.
A little bit about it. A little bit
Look
about
at
it. Yeah.
And Miss Mona over here, prior to real estate, she's going to go into more detail, but prior to real estate, she was actually a mortgage banker for about 30 years.
Okay.
And so she was very successful in that, and she did real estate, but more mortgage. And then, of course, after the crash, she had to design herself. And so did so many of them who were in the mortgage business.
Right.
And so she is reappearing in the real estate business, and she's very good at what she does. Mm-hmm. She has a very personal, hands-on approach. And I've seen her sell houses, and she's gone in and cleaned up the walls and the floors and pulling up the carpet and doing all that stuff. So she gets all in there. So they're getting more than just a real estate agent. They're getting somebody housekeeper, but she makes sure that it's going to get sold.
The whole gamut.
The whole gamut. I've seen her go the distance. Some of them take a long time to actually come to fruition, and she hangs in there.
That's
and she's
great.
patient, and she's good, and she's very good with seniors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they understand her, and they really resonate with her, and so that's so welcome, Miss Mona.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Teresa. You're joining me.
It's my pleasure.
So, Miss Teresa, tell us a little bit more about you. First of all, how did you go from law to a CPA to real estate?
Yeah, my mom asked me that question too. I started in accounting. I was a CPA. And made a career shift due to a death in the family, actually. My dad passed away. I went through the legal process, and I said, I want to be a part of people never having to go through this again.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So I went to USC Law School. I was Go Trojans.
Go Trojans.
To do that. Practiced law for 12 years.
Wow.
And then I have 3 kids.
Okay.
And I wanted to spend some time with them. So I thought real estate was the answer to that. And I now know that is not the answer, because I spend as much time in real estate as I did in the law. But I was fortunate to start with Keller Williams, which as a company, it's the largest real estate franchise in North America. And I do, in my opinion, it has the absolute best training. And so for me, as a accomplished woman going into a new area where I was going to have to be an entrepreneur, and I had never done that before, I thought it was really important that I get great training. And that's why I selected the company. And then 5 years ago, my business partner and I opened Keller Williams Pacific Playa. So Keller Williams are independently owned. There is no other one like ours, so I want to make sure everyone knows it's Keller Williams Pacific Playa.
Okay, you guys got that. No other like theirs.
That's right. And I was lucky enough to recruit Mona after many years of pursuing her. So I will let her tell you a little, but she's a fantastic realtor, and I'm really super proud to have her with me. So we are located in Westchester on Sepulveda Boulevard, and we have 215 agents, predominantly from this community, all entrepreneurs.
That is
many
amazing.
of them women.
That is
because
amazing.
real estate is a very female-dominated industry. And so that's kind of how I made my way here.
Okay. Probably for the same reason that you thought that it wasn't going to take as much time away from your children, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's why they go into that. And they too find out, right?
They do find out. It's a little bit different.
Right, that you still, because you had to work on. And I guess that's the interesting thing. And that was one of the things that I had said about when we had the recession in 2008 was basically you're still salespeople.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's just the product that you're selling. So you use your same skill sets, you just for the new product, right?
Absolutely.
And it's a business. And I don't know, it's fantastic when you're with an agency because you have some structure. But as an entrepreneur, a lot of the structure is not there, and that's some of the problems with our small businesses is creating establishing that solid structure, that solid foundation.
Well, let me say this. So I came to real estate as an agent, as a broker, and did the sales career. And now really my role is as a manager of a business, which is different from being in real estate sales. But I previously worked with my husband and we owned a Denny's franchise. So I know franchising well, and I chose that structure because I didn't have a lot of time to get up to speed. So that's one of the benefits of going with a franchise. The disadvantage, of course, is that you pay for that acceleration. And I also have a very, very strong affinity and respect for our individual entrepreneurs that go out and create their own roadmaps. But I think doing that with structure will help them move more quickly.
In fact, I recommend for some people that the franchise method or road to entrepreneurship sometimes is better if they don't have all of the organizational skills
the
that
key
are taking
components.
the key components, and they don't want to have to, because that's a learning curve, right? You know, how to run a business. So at least in a franchise networking type of environment, it's already preset for you. You just kind of step in.
But shows like this are just so critical. For both those of us who are in a franchise, because being in a franchise as an African-American person is still different. The community that you serve is generally, the franchise is not generally structured for some of the things that we encounter in our communities. And so having a resource like this is critical. And if you are building your business from the ground up, wow, this is, it's a diamond. It didn't exist when we started business. So,
and we're actually pretty unique. When we did our research, when we were researching the name and researching the concept, we realized that there really wasn't an animal out there like what we're creating.
That does what we do.
That's there. You get it in bits and pieces, and you can go to the SBA, and you can go to different components. And that he and I both are business consultants and coaches, so we do it. But to where you can go to one central place or tune in every Friday afternoon or whenever to get just a potpourri of information on how to run your business, not just focusing on one industry, but across the board, just as entrepreneurs and small business owners.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you. So Mona, tell us about your journey into the real estate world.
It's been a long journey. And as with any business person, I've made my mistakes, and I'm coming through them. And I know with joining the Keller Williams Pacific Playa, I'm in the right track now.
That's great.
I'm on the right track. Sometimes you can't do it by yourself.
No.
You need a helping hand, or you need the roadmap, and they provide that. And it's a wonderful place to be. Everyone is open and helpful, and I don't find anyone being snooty. Let's put it like that.
And it's funny because Mona, because she's always been kind of a solopreneur.
Solopreneur.
She's a solopreneur. When she was a mortgage, you worked in banks, and then you went out and you did some
then I worked
training when you
myself.
worked for yourself. And she kind of, like a lot of our business owners, one day she was working for somebody, and the next day she was working for herself. And then she put out her shingle, and that was it. Until the recession, she was kind of rolling on. She was rolling out there. She was doing her thing. But then when the game changes, when the plan changes, that's where the entrepreneurial skill sets come in. Because how do you shift and adjust to the change that you had no control over?
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's when the collaboration and having other people there, because it's your support team.
Right.
My business has been a little bit different. I've always had collaborative partners. So it's like I have businesses, but I have collaborative partners in every aspect of every business that I do. Because it's not always on just me. And then you have someone to bounce off. And I think that's the most valuable part of having partners is that you can bounce your ideas off and say, what do you think about this? Or if you have to make a decision, you can go, let's talk about this. What do you think? What's your input and your impression of what we should do here? And it gives you someone that can help you shore up your ideas.
Absolutely. And business is so dynamic. now. It's so changing so fast. It's
Yeah.
hard to
Very
keep
true.
up by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
So what I'm thinking we're going to do right now, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break right now and then come back because we've got a few more questions that we want to ask our guests. And for those of you who are just tuning in, you're on the Business Zone with Crystal
And Gilbert.
and we're going to provide you some great information in honor of International Women's Month.
International.
So
and you can tune into us if you want to see everyone, those of you that are on my Facebook Live, welcome. But you can see the full show and my beautiful guests at morrismedialive.com.
And Crystal, also tell them how to log in and subscribe to the program.
And you can go to our YouTube channel for the business. Actually, go to our website. That is the Business Zone.